Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Taylor Sheridan may be about to pull off a major actor's character death after failing with Kevin Costner in Yellowstone. Taylor Sheridan has a chance to do what he couldn't do with Kevin Costner's Jon Dutton in Yellowstone: kill off a major character in a satisfying way. The series finale of Yellowstone wasn't what most longtime fans of the show were expecting, and it's largely because Kevin Costner left Yellowstone before its ending. Costner was experiencing creative differences with Taylor Sheridan, so his character, Jon Dutton, had to be written off the show. Unfortunately, that didn't leave Sheridan with many options, and Jon's ending in Yellowstone didn't feel adequate for such an important character. Both Taylor Sheridan and Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2 were somewhat trapped by Kevin Costner's departure from the series. After Costner left Yellowstone in the middle of Season 5, Sheridan had to find a way to dance around his absence in the show's final episodes. There was really no satisfying way to do that, as Jon was the biggest part of the cast of Yellowstone, but what ended up happening was still disappointing. Luckily, Sheridan got another chance to write a major character's death in a different show, and it's shaping up to be much better than Yellowstone. Jon Dutton's death in Yellowstone Season 5 wasn't the best possible way the show could have bid farewell to its main character. It was probably the best way to handle it without Kevin Costner's involvement, but it was still lacking for the character himself. After years of development and build-up and years of Yellowstone, following Jon fighting tooth and nail to save his ranch and protect his family, he died rather easily. A group of assassins simply broke into his house and killed him while he slept. It wasn't the warrior's death fans were hoping for, and it wasn't fitting for Jon to go out so meekly. Part of the reason Jon's death was so underwhelming is because of how sudden it all felt. Because of Costner's departure, Yellowstone had to abruptly end Jon's story without much setup. At the start of Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, Jon was simply already dead, and the show backtracked to explain how it happened. Aside from Jamie, Wes Bentley, asking Sarah Atwood, Don Olivieri about professionals, Yellowstone didn't have any build-up to Jon's death. He also didn't get much resolution because of how quickly he died, and the whole situation just felt messy. Taylor Sheridan now has the chance to do a major character's death right in Landman. At the end of Landman Episode 9, Monty Miller, Jon Hamm, seemingly dies from complications with his heart health. While there's a chance he survived, it seems much more likely that Monty is dead or dying in Landman. If Monty did die, then Landman already handled a major character's death better than Yellowstone handled Jon's death. While most of that is due to the fact that Sheridan was able to plan the season around Hamm's involvement, which he couldn't with Costner, Landman also earned Monty's death. Throughout Landman Season 1, Monty's heart health has been a major concern. From the very beginning, Demi Moore has been hounding him about the stress related to his job as the CEO of MTEX and begging him to worry about his personal health. That set up a major heart problem for Monty later in the season, which Landman Episode 8 delivered on. Then, Landman Episode 9 actually let the moment where Monty potentially died breathe. Landman created a situation where even the death of a major star's character felt natural and earned, which is what Yellowstone should have done with Jon. The way Landman is handling Monty's death is a sign of why it's probably Taylor Sheridan's best chance at a replacement for Yellowstone. Out of all of Taylor Sheridan's shows, Landman has the most justification to become a franchise and spawn spin-offs like Yellowstone did. Landman has a star-studded cast, plenty of interesting characters like Cooper, Jacob Laughlin, or Rebecca, Kayla Wallace, and a subject that could easily be the focus of multiple seasons of television. It's incredibly easy to imagine Tommy's Billy Bob Thornton work in the oil industry to turn into a sprawling saga like Jon's work in the ranching industry. Sheridan also has one major benefit with Landman that he didn't with Yellowstone: experience. Sheridan has always been a great writer, ever since he created Sicario, but he now has over half a decade of experience writing for television. He knows how to manage characters across multiple seasons. His name carries enough weight to get stars on board and keep them in the cast, and Landman just proved he knows how to write a fitting ending when one is needed. If anything is going to replace Yellowstone, it might be the mastermind behind gripping tales of the modern American West is no stranger to controversy or creative gambles. His meteoric rise as a showrunner has been punctuated by daring narrative decisions, especially in Yellowstone, his flagship series. But as whispers swirl that Sheridan may be setting the stage for another major character death in one of his shows, many fans are pondering whether this bold move could be the one that cements his storytelling prowess or pushes audiences too far. The fallout of Kevin Costner's exit from Yellowstone. Kevin Costner's departure from Yellowstone left a significant scar on the series. As Jon Dutton, Costner's gravitas anchored the show, embodying the grit and complex morality that defined Sheridan's vision. Yet behind-the-scenes tensions between Costner and Sheridan led to an abrupt creative impasse. Sheridan's inability to secure a graceful exit for Costner's character left a bitter taste for fans. Jon Dutton's arc, once poised for a meaningful conclusion, felt incomplete. It was a rare stumble for Sheridan, whose narratives are typically defined by their cathartic depth. While Costner's departure highlighted the difficulties of balancing creative control with logistical realities, it also served as a cautionary tale. Sheridan learned, perhaps painfully, that even the most compelling stories can falter without a well-executed exit strategy. Now, rumors suggest he's taking another swing at a major character death in a different show, and this time, he's determined to stick the landing. Sheridan's love for high-stakes storytelling. One of the hallmarks of Sheridan's storytelling is his willingness to explore the fragility of life. In Wind River, Sicario, and Hell or High Water, characters often grapple with mortality and the weight of their decisions. Death is not a plot device for Sheridan, it's a lens through which he examines humanity. In Yellowstone, death has always loomed large. From Lee Dutton's shocking death in the pilot episode to the relentless assaults on the Dutton family, Sheridan consistently reminds viewers that no one is truly safe. Yet there's a delicate balance between shocking the audience and alienating them. When a beloved character dies, it must feel both inevitable and meaningful, a challenge Sheridan has tackled with mixed success. The candidate for Sheridan's next big move. Speculation about who might face the narrative axe is rife. Could it be a cornerstone character in one of Sheridan's other acclaimed series, like 1923 or Mayor of Kingstown? Or perhaps he's eyeing a dramatic shift in his newest venture, Lawman, Bass Reeves. Each series boasts characters with deep emotional resonance, making any potential death a high-stakes gamble. One strong contender is a lead from 1923, the prequel to Yellowstone. With Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren headlining as Jacob and Cara Dutton, their characters' mortality feels palpable. Ford's Jacob, in particular, embodies the weary resilience of a man constantly at odds with an unforgiving world. Killing off Jacob would be a seismic event, fundamentally altering the trajectory of the Dutton family's legacy, while allowing Sheridan to explore themes of loss and survival in even greater depth. Alternatively, Mayor of Kingstown could provide the stage for Sheridan's next bold move. Jeremy Renner's Mike McCluskey is a character constantly walking the line between life and death. As a fixer in a town dominated by the prison system, his world is fraught with danger. A sudden, violent death for Mike could serve as a brutal reminder of the show's unrelenting realism, though it would also risk alienating fans who've invested deeply in Renner's nuanced performance. Why Sheridan might succeed this time. If Sheridan is indeed planning another major character death, he's likely approaching it with lessons learned from the Costner debacle. First and foremost, he'll need to ensure that the actor involved is fully on board. Collaboration and mutual respect between showrunner and star are crucial for crafting a departure that feels authentic rather than abrupt. Sheridan also seems more attuned to the importance of timing. A character death should feel like the culmination of an arc, not an afterthought. In Costner's case, the off-screen drama overshadowed Jon Dutton's narrative, creating a dissonance that viewers couldn't ignore. By contrast, a meticulously planned death, one that resonates with the show's themes and leaves a lasting impact, could reaffirm Sheridan's reputation as a master storyteller. The risks of killing off a major character. Of course, there are significant risks involved. Killing a beloved character always risks backlash, particularly in an era where fan engagement is amplified by social media. Audiences form deep attachments to characters, and a poorly executed death can feel like a betrayal.